Just 9 kilometers from the popular tourist destination of Puerto Vallarta lies Magisterio. The stark contrast between these two places is plainly evident. Over a number of years, Rotario Puerto Vallarta Sur have invested considerable effort, interest and donations into improving the quality of lives for many in this community. We now conclude that a radical new approach is necessary to alleviate clearly identifiable categories of suffering. The unfortunate fact is that in Mexico, family members must fill all non-medical nursing care hospital duties. This includes providing food, changes of clothes, washing and much needed emotional support. Patient carers have no other choice but to live on the sidewalk at the regional hospital. This could entail an overnight stay or several weeks' duration in extreme circumstances. Yet there are no facilities whatsoever for those who endure unspeakable hardship at a time of deep worry and distress when they are most vulnerable. Frequently, this is a traumatic and devastating experience, well documented and understood by concerned Rotarians who have now made this a priority matter. Let's take a moment to hear from some of our neighbors.
Pues estamos aquí en unas condiciones de que pues no tenemos baño, dormimos en el piso y 2 días puede ser más, porque hay ocasiones que hay personas que duran hasta 10, 15 días aquí.
Mi nombre es Verónica Castro, tengo a mi padre aquí tiene 8 días internado, le dio una neumonía. Ha sido un poco difícil para mí porque he estado aquí todos esos días, día y noche.
Que yo he visto, pues yo pienso que yo creo que son entre unas 80, 100 personas diarias, así es.
Sin bañarse, sin poder, ir. ¿Por qué? Porque no puede uno ir y venir, diario, por económicamente. No puede uno estar yendo diario y venir. Qué bueno y pudiera uno diario ir a su casa, bañarse y eso, relajarse un rato, dormir un rato a gusto con su aire, su ventilador y volver otra vez. Pero no puede uno, ¿cómo crees? No puede, pues mejor se queda uno aquí.
Dr. Apolinar is an MD and the director of the regional hospital, and he fully shares Rotary concerns about the difficulties and suffering of those destitute outside of his hospital.
They are living outside, they are exposed to the sun, to the rain. They don't have any facility to clean or to go to the bathroom or to eat. This is cause a bad hygiene condition. I feel bad, I feel sad, because every day in the morning, by night, you can see the families there. The possibility of a hostel for that people represent a very important matter in this hospital.
In every hospital, death is the intruder who tears emotions asunder. We respected the privacy of the young man being comforted by his older sister minutes after his new firstborn failed to take his first breath. Another family who waited in nervous anticipation, who had become known to us, left the mortuary while we were filming, bereft of feeling by their loss. Life on the sidewalk for those who suffer great loss offers no privacy to grieve and is devoid of the slightest comfort. The requirement for counselling and support that our shelter will provide cannot be overstated. For some considerable time, our Rotary Club have been committed to providing a proper shelter refuge for these people. Details of our ambitious plans will be shown later in this presentation. Roughly 4 minutes walk from the regional hospital, you enter another world. Magisterio itself is far from affluent, but there is a descending order of existence that is painful to see. The conditions in which these people exist, who are neighbours to us all, defies basic human dignity. The tragedy is that when the municipal waste dump closed and was covered with sand, rainfall forced pollution to leak down the hill, and it has carved a trench, mixing with surface water, spreading hazard and health risk to the families living in their adjacent shanty homes. The dump closure has created an urgent need for families to have access to used materials to repair their shelters, which only partially protect against extreme weather and pollution. Parents must bus to other city dumps far away from Magisterio, but they are not allowed to bring back materials large enough to meet the needs. The closing of the dump has only added to the misery of these displaced families, but reopening it would not provide any of the lasting solutions that Rotary are working towards. While the parents are far from home, scratching on dumps for the family's survival, many children are left at risk and in danger. However, a fundamental educational program created by a passionate and driven Canadian native woman named Winnie has relieved part of the suffering of this impoverished community. Individual efforts are clearly not enough to achieve the stated endeavours of Rotary. Given the circumstances, we as Rotarians are obliged to command a leadership role by taking people away from a large dependence on occasional gifts and handouts. In order to accomplish our goals, necessary arrangements are underway to build a new shelter combined with a multi-purpose community centre just minutes from the regional hospital in Magisterio. From our community centre, we will provide solutions that will endure, such as training and employment opportunities. The self-management of the facility is only the beginning. Another major component to our overall vision is a water treatment facility within this complex. This water treatment plant will create jobs to provide pure water for the shelter, the community centre, as well as for the local residents at affordable prices. We shall create a brand name for this locally produced water to be delivered and sold to the wider public. Hopefully, the availability of competitively priced bottled water, some with natural fruit juices added, will enable consumers to make smarter choices, favouring our product over sugary soft drinks which are linked to escalating obesity and diabetes. Currently, carbonated soft drinks are frequently less costly than fresh, clean water. All this is in pursuit of jobs, and even more jobs. To achieve long-term sustainable development in this community, it's imperative that our community centre includes a state-of-the-art, well-equipped facilities to train people as builders, welders, plumbers, horticulturists, woodworkers, electricians, seamstresses, and a variety of cottage industries and other trades of local interest to potential employers. Health and safety in the workplace will feature in every training course. Understanding the changing market needs will enable us to to appropriately fashion training to ensure continuous relevance and growth. Especially, we will provide computer literacy classes, which in today's world is a gateway to advanced career choices in wide-ranging creative and technical fields. The chronically unemployed can have hope and futures free from dependence on handouts, winning dignity by the acceptance of the wider community. A cycle of positive self-perception reinforced by changes in public attitudes will hallmark the success of this cooperative venture. Everything we intend to accomplish is dependent on sufficient funding. Aiding our efforts for the renewal of this community is the announcement by state government that Magisterio Regional Hospital is currently increasing its service capacity by 40%. Plans are underway for an even larger hospital for more advanced medical emergency and complex procedures, avoiding the current uncomfortable 6-hour journey to Guadalajara that the most seriously ill have had to endure. Therefore, it is imperative that significant progress be made on our shelter and community centre in order to train local workers to be competitive for new jobs created by the expansion of these state hospitals. Accordingly, there is a high level of urgency to protect the anticipated population increase of the destitute living rough on the streets. A revitalized Magisterio will emerge associated with the construction of these extended health facilities and the development of a local skilled workforce. As you can see, our commitment is to create success by empowering the less fortunate to reach beyond the cords that bind them in perpetual poverty, so that they can ascend into independent living with an entrepreneurial spirit. This is not an appeal for money to help the poor survive their poverty. Rather, it is a once-off opportunity to change and improve the lives of many families for generations to come. The names of Rotary clubs backing this project will be engraved on a remembrance plaque of appreciation situated by the entrance of our shelter and community centre. This will be a constant reminder that us privileged members of Rotary International, wherever we may be, mean it when we proudly proclaim that we each place service above self.
And now it's my great pleasure to introduce you to our club members and visitors from Canada and from America, to whom we are greatly indebted for their continuous help and support over many, many years. I would also like to mention that this incredible club is actually involved in 31 different major projects, each one of which is dependent on the support from Canada and America Rotary clubs. Every member of this Rotary club here at Puerto Vallarta Sur is actively engaged in a different project. Some members are engaged in many more projects, and so therefore, whilst we're talking about this project here, it's not to be forgotten all the wonderful work that is being undertaken on other projects. I now would like to pass over to our President to say a final word, because you, sir, are much loved and respected by us all.
On behalf of all our members, it's my great joy to say a personal thank you to every Rotary Club member, wherever you may be, for the generous support we are relying upon for us to complete our twofold mission in Magisterio. And in traditional Rotary fashion, we happily close this meeting with the ring of the bell.